Hey everyone, it's Sarah Abraham coming to you again from my home office here in Hendersonville, Tennessee. And I wanted to continue talking about how to take your existing well-honed, well-developed retail manager and leadership skills and use them towards building your own online business. Maybe you've been a struggling marketer and you're not entirely sure what to do with a retail background. You got a lot of potential in the skills, kind of the skill base that you need to build a successful business. And I'm going to kind of show you some of the things you need to tweak and where you can go to get more information, a little bit more help, and more training. So let me ask you a silly question. Have you ever given an interview to a prospective applicant? I mean, as a manager, have you ever hired someone for the business that you manage? Let me ask you, what steps did you conduct? Did you use to conduct that interview? You probably have a list of questions that you refer to when you do an interview. You may not ask all of them, but why do you ask the ones you ask? What are they? Now, when you're doing an interview, you listen. You definitely want to listen more than you ask because you need to know which questions are going to be appropriate for that potential applicant. You want to determine if not only they're going to be the best fit for the company and the position, but is the company a good fit for them? And you got to know both of those things. Do they have management potential? Is this someone who's really going to rise within the company? Are they trainable? Are they coachable? Will they show up? And I don't mean just physically show up. Are they going to show up? Are they going to do what they're asked to do? Are they likely to quit in 2 months? Are they going to just not do anything when they're there? Is this someone that you want to take a chance on? Are you hiring just simply a body to fill space? There's a lot of things that you think about that go into the hiring process. Think a little bit about the interview of the last most awesome person that you hired. What did they say in the interview to impress you? To make you think that they would be a good fit? Were they true to their word? I mean, if you think they're awesome, they probably were. But who have you also hired that wasn't a good fit when they got started? Over time, skilled managers are better able to qualify an applicant for their company. It's just something you develop over time. Well, prospecting in network marketing is very similar. And prospecting is simply this. You are seeking out customers. You're talking to them to determine if your product or service is going to be a good fit for them. And if this is somebody that you want to work with. And it's the same kind of thing as we're discussing with interviewing. Is this somebody that you want to work with? Have you ever have you ever imagined? I've thought about this, and in retail over time, you kind of imagined the dream team. The ideal team, especially on those wonderful days that we have all from time to time when you have multiple call-outs or you have no-shows, or you work with a bunch of what I like to refer to as the nomad associates who are constantly wandering the store and not really accomplishing anything. Or do you have the statue associates that you find just kind of standing here and there every so often? The ones that you have to constantly babysit to keep them motivated to actually move and do anything, and so you can get out of there in a timely fashion. I mean, those are the ones that you have to constantly check on throughout the day so they can even finish building just a simple end cap in a shift. There was a time back in the early 2000s when I was a traveling trainer, a peer trainer working for the company that I was with at the time, and I got to work with people in all different stores. And I would actually imagine the retail, I like to call it the dream team, and who would be on it. I would think about how did I assess and how did I choose these people? What qualities about their work performance and attitude would make me want to work with them all the time in my own home store, and to be a part of the same team? I mean, what kind of monster store would that be? What kind of incredible sales would that store have, and the neighborhood that it would be in, and the constant repeat business? I mean, it would be gigantic. It would be huge. Well, prospecting is simply this: asking the right questions, listening to the other person, and qualifying them as you would a potential applicant. Not only as a customer, but Is this somebody who's going to be constantly requiring your attention? Is this somebody who's wanting guarantees, like a part-time associate wanting guarantees on hours and shifts, when we know that simply doesn't exist? And guarantees on hours, and here's another interesting correlation, that guarantees on hours very often are determined by the quality of their work. Well, it's the same with a potential person for your business and to join your team. The potential for their growth in the business thoroughly, totally, and utterly depends upon what they put into it. So I would often tell people the best, hours go to where they're most productive. And it's the same thing. Sales go, businesses are built on where it's most productive. So learning the skills on prospecting is actually something that's going to be pretty easy for someone in retail management to do, but there's a little bit more involved than what I've talked about here. So definitely click the link below the video. Please leave me a comment, leave me any questions you might have, things you'd like me to touch upon in a future video or future blog post, and I'd love to talk about it. But if you click the link below, I'm actually going to send you a free resource guide, a fast start guide, and a link to another video training that's going to give you a little bit more information on how you can learn how to take these skills into building your own business. Thanks for stopping by. It was great talking to you, and as always, have a great day.